I'm going to stay out of this one because I really want the focus to be on you, what you're doing, and all this stuff. So it's going to be a little different than some of the ones where I'm in talking next to.
Sure. Well, my name is Tyler Helfrich. Some people call me Tyler, but probably shouldn't say that. Tyler Helfrich.
Is that a secret special name?
No, just
Okay.
my artist name.
Artist name? That's good.
But any name is my artist name.
Yeah.
We are at the City Center on the 3rd floor in this very vacant 10,000 square foot old lawyer's office, attorney's office. And what was the other question? What are we doing here?
Yeah, why? Why are we here?
We are here because I got the keys to the space to show potential renters and members of a artist co-working space for creative people and entrepreneurs, nonprofits, small businesses to all come together, share community space, and just work and make work and thrive and kick ass. I'm looking for a studio space because I can't make work out of my house very conveniently, and the basement's not cutting it, garage isn't cutting it. So the problem I've had is looking for an office, even an office as big as like 200 square feet or 300 square feet, it's going to be like $400 or $500 a month, which is kind of hard to do for an artist, and especially just like kind of jumping into something like that. So the ideas that I've done in the past in Appleton is kind of recreating a community space where everybody goes in on rent and pays kind of minimal amount of rent for like a larger space that everyone can kind of share and use. So that's the idea, and that's like the reason behind it is because myself and my artist friends of the area like need workspace, studio space. So there's about 10 people who are committed, but we have the opportunity now to let those people move in and bring some of their studio furniture and their art and have them kind of make art. And we're gonna create this space into the best we can without like removing any of the carpets or changing any of the walls. And we're gonna stage it so it looks like what we're trying to do, have the arts, community creative workspace. And we're gonna have an art show and an open week where the public can come in, and we're gonna have, just a large art show happening. So it's balls rolling. It's just a matter of keeping up with it now. A lot of people in the beginning told me not to focus on the space itself, the physical space. Focus on like the people who are gonna be in that space and like the community actually that's filling the space rather than the space, because the space could be leased right now, like from under me or from under us, and it's just gonna have to be like, okay, well, this isn't the only space that this could happen in. It's like it could happen in any space, like almost any space. I think it's worth it. I think it will be worth it, and I'm not trying to have any ownership of it. I mean, I can claim that I was a founder of it, but I'm not trying to be the owner and sell it when it's successful and make a bunch of money. And it's not about money, or it's not about the money for me. It's like if we could just pay the bills and that was it, like I'd be totally fine with it. It's not about having a huge surplus, but you kind of got to play ball with like the way that the world is in order to change it. So it's kind of just like that.
So yeah, if you wouldn't mind talking about how
Yeah.
you support yourself as an artist.
Yeah, well, before that even made supporting myself as an artist all possible is when I studied abroad in Germany. That's kind of when, I woke up to like how the world is and like what the world can be, and it's not necessarily just one thing, because I was, born and raised in Wisconsin, and everything was like, this is how it is, cookie cutter, you binge drink and you go home and you eat sausage and whatever, but it's not like that everywhere. And like, so that's kind of like what I learned was when I went abroad, is like the world is very different and very diverse, and it doesn't have to be the way it is. So then I came back and I started being like, motivated and like creating my own opportunities rather than just taking the opportunities that are there. So, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, and when I came back to Appleton, I started doing that, and one of the ways I've been doing it is, I've been artist in resident at the Kimberly Little Chute Library, at the Appleton Public Library, and those are kind of like self-motivated positions. Like you have to apply to do it, and then you have to do what you say you're going to do, and nobody's really telling you what to do. You just have to do it yourself. It's like being self-employed, and I just keep on kind of repeating those steps, that formula, and I've done that. I did that. Right here is the Trout Museum. They call it the Trout Museum, the Fish Museum. I basically got shut down for a gallery assistant position, but then later I ended up teaching there instead of being a gallery assistant. I started teaching there, and then I was teaching field trips, and then I taught my own classes, and then I'm still doing that, but now I've kind of taken that artist in residency workshop type of thing and art show, and I've taken the teaching aspects and I've combined them, and now I'm at the Paper Discovery Center. That's kind of like what I've been doing is I'm going to be teaching summer classes, and I'm also be doing my own art show as like the artist in resident there. So, and then they're going to be paying me to do all that. So, and then even further beyond that, selling my work as an artist, it's basically just going to people and being like, do you want any art, like art that's already done to hang on your walls, or do you want any custom art? Do you want t-shirts? Do you want a logo? It's kind of like you just got to be kind of flexible with everything you do, and I'm kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I'm just working on like mastering. It's basically just I'm trying to master everything, but it's not a good idea. In Manitowoc, I was doing a steamroll printing it's called Really Big Prints, and you print with a steamroller. And I met somebody there who's a Lawrence professor, and this Lawrence professor is on the board at the Paper Discovery Center. And after I was printing there with him, then I went there and I was just talking about it, or just talking to the people who were working there, and then somehow that name got brought up, and then that connection, and then I just kind of asked. And it's just all about me. It's all about asking. Like asking you shall receive. It's a basic like forever thing, and it's really true. Like the worst that can ever happen is no, and yeah, you just got to keep asking, because most of the time if you just keep asking, they're just going to eventually say yes because they're so sick of you. But luckily it wasn't that bad. But it's just about the people and kind of tweaking anything you can in order to like get in to wherever you're trying to go, and ask. Be curious. I don't know, that's how I do it. That's how I do it. You can't look at like so much yourself in the moment. Like it's good to like look at yourself and know what you're doing in the details, but like you have to look at it from the grand picture too, because what you're doing right now might not necessarily be very important or memorable, like when you're looking back at it in 10 years, or like what you did 10 years ago, like was that really important? Like yes, but not really, because you can just hide or forget about what you were doing. And in the sake of artists, in that kind of sense, if you're worried about making your best work or making any good work, the whole career and life of an artist's work, just imagine it in a warehouse, and the best work of the artist is in the back of the warehouse, and the worst work is in the front by the doors. So when you open the doors, you're confronted with all of your shitty work. So in order to get to your best work, you have to make the work and get it out of the way. You have to just keep chucking it, making it and chucking it, and just getting rid of it, so you get to the back of the warehouse, and it's like, I made all this garbage, but I made all this so I can make this. So it's been a lot of garbage. Yep. I'm a worm.
You're a worm.
And make sure to put that in there.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm a wereworm or a worm wolf though. So you might want to leave that part out. But maybe not.
All right, we'll include the worm.
Perfect. Anything else?
No, man. No, that's perfect. Thanks. Thanks for letting me share what you're doing.
Thank you.